I finally have a reason, like a bona fide reason, to talk about one of my favorite horror films of the last 15 years. Because of the second chapter of this film, they decided they were going to do a double feature of both films. And I got to see Insidious, a film I really enjoy, in the theaters again. It's been over 2 years, and of course I saw Insidious Chapter 2 right after that. But first I really want to talk about how much I really love the film Insidious. Insidious is a film that comes from James Wan, who gave us the Saw movies. I know he directed the first movie with one of his best friends that he wrote it with. And now they came along in 2011 and they gave us Insidious. And that turned out to be one of the biggest surprises I had ever seen when I first saw it. I'm not a big fan of horror films just because I get let down so many times. But Insidious was one of those films that really scared me, shocked me, surprised me, made me laugh, showed me something that I had never seen before, even though maybe it wasn't the most original idea, because I feel like when I watched Insidious for the first time, I felt like these guys, of course they love horror films because they've worked on the Saw, and I really like the original Saw, but I know that they love horror films, but I feel like these guys also love Poltergeist, the original film from Steven Spielberg, because there were so many like little nods to that film and references that I enjoyed, and I was like, wow, I think these guys have taken the idea of Poltergeist and twisted it on his head. It's not a haunted house, it's now a child that has been captured, but he's still there physically, but spiritually he's gone. And I thought, what a neat concept. I bet that's done before in some capacity, but I had never seen it before. So for me, it was an original idea, and I really just dug the hell out of the movie. I think the performances by Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne and the rest of the cast was really great. And I know that even the screenwriter played one of those, like, looked like a missionary or salesman guy that came, and when they had to finally get into the house and find out that it wasn't the house's problem, it was the kid's problem. That's why he's taken away. And I loved all that little bit of humor. It was just a little dab of something that was it's just unique and weird and strange and all that stuff. But one of my favorite scenes, having watched it again tonight in a theater, and it was a really special experience. So to sit there and watch and know that I was going to see the second movie right afterwards. But watching the movie and just seeing some of my favorite scenes, like that character, I think that character is called like Lipstick Demon of some kind, and that character was actually played by the guy who actually wrote the music for both films, and I think he also wrote the music for The Conjuring. And he was such a creepy character that, I mean, he gave me nightmares. I remember getting home that night, and I had some nightmares that night, and I woke up going, wow, that was cool, that was exciting. And that never really happens very often. So, and then the scene where one of the, what's her name? I think Lynn Shad, or whatever her name is. She's a great character actress who's worked with the Farrelly brothers a lot. But she puts on this like gas mask, and she has to talk through this like elephant trunk, it looks. And that whole scene is one of the most incredible scenes, even though I've seen this movie 3 times now, 3 times in the theater I should say, and I guess I'm not really that scared anymore as I was the first or second time that I saw the movie. But that scene is so well put together and so terrifying, and it leads up to a really fun ending that mixes humor and exciting and a great cliffhanger. I mean, there's such a great cliffhanger that I remember when the cliffhanger happened, I was like, I really hope they don't make a sequel. But then I look at how much it cost. It cost like $0.5 or $1.5 million to make, and then it went on to make over $50 million at the box office, becoming one of the biggest hits of 2011. And for me, I put it on my top 20 of 2011. It was one of my favorite movies of that year, so I knew that there was going to be a sequel. And I've seen that sequel. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I just wanted to say to the filmmakers, thank you for coming up with this original idea and bringing something that, maybe taking something that may not be totally original, you know, haunted house or haunted kids or something like that, and turn it on its head and give us something that we had never seen before in a very entertaining, fun, exciting way. I mean, I was watching this movie, I still laughed at some of the moments. I got a little terrified, especially when you used the Tiny Tim music. I just loved that song, and the little kids jumping around the house. All that kind of stuff just really works for me. The acting is really good. There are some cheesy moments in the film that doesn't make this a perfect film for me, but those flaws, I forget about them because overall, this movie is a brilliant horror film. And I'm so glad I got to see it in the theater again. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to MoviePass.com because you can find out how you can go see one 2D movie a day and change your life, especially if you love to go to the movies as much as I do. Thank you again for watching, and look forward to my Insidious Chapter 2 review coming up very, very soon.